Good. So hello, welcome to another What's in the Box, and this time we're going to be looking at annuals, children's annuals and also annuals for older people as well. We'll see where this one goes. So this is a book called The Captain, published in monthly instalments actually. C.B. Fry's magazine, which was published a good deal later than The Captain, for instance. Young England, and Boy's Own Annual. In many respects, they're all very similar. So let's start with Young England and let's look through a few pages of it. So this particular issue begins 1902-1903, illustrated magazine for boys throughout the English-speaking world. So in other words, it was sold or available throughout the empire. But what I like about this magazine is the illustrations, for one thing. Absolutely superb illustrations. But it's very much of its day. So this is interesting because you've got Felsted School, which is very close to Chelmsford, where we're speaking from now. This was and still is a private school, very much aimed at the boys' market rather than a girls' market, very much for boys of the time. Here we have an article on proper names as common words. So it's talking about things like daguerreotype, that came from daguerre, and Wellington boot, as in from the Duke of Wellington, etc. So useful articles that today you just find through a Google search. Lots of sporting activity as well. So here you have wicket keeping. So the caption says the essentials are pluck, a quick pair of eyes, and a sure pair of hands. So there's wicket keeping summed up in a simple sentence. So that's Young England. Very much in similar vein, you have the Boy's Own Annual as well. Some are tattier than others. I don't mind tatty as long as the contents are intact. Beautiful illustration again, nice fold out illustration in front of this particular one. This is from 1903 as well. And again, articles all of a similar vein, so you have stories in here. Another nice fold out here. Louis Wain, the well-known artist, cartoonist, appears in here as well. You have these beautiful headers as well, correspondence. And you have, what I like particularly about the Boy's Own Annual is you have correspondence. So this particular page here, correspondence, but you only have the answers to the questions. So you don't actually know what the person writing in was asking about, but the answer might be, well, of course it's going to be sore if you scratch it. Leave it alone. And you can only imagine what the question was going to be. Again, a beautiful fold out here. In this case, the drum banners of the cavalry regiments of the British Army. So this is the year after the Boer War has ended. So that's the Boy's Own Annual. And then the Captain, very much aimed at, as it says on the title, a magazine for boys and old boys. So it's for boys at school and boys who had been to public school as well. And it's mostly public school and grammar schools. 12 tips to cyclists, this particular one. So provide yourself with plenty of brake power is number 1. And have the best of everything if you can afford it, number 2. And so on and so forth. And you also have in here the practice of breathing, in this case by C.B. Fry. And more about C.B. Fry in a minute. This is the Athletic Corner. C.B. Fry was a very well-known and skillful, talented cricketer. And he brought his own book out, series of magazines, which were published in bound volumes as well. So these are all bound volumes, bound from paper. So the Boy's Own Annual, as you see it here, was published as the Boy's Own paper, but bound together as an annual. So that's the Captain. And here we have C.B. Fry's magazine, C.B. Fry's magazine of action and outdoor life. These days it would be C.B. Fry's magazine of indoor life and mobile phones, but back in the day children went out and exercised and did physical activity. So here you have section on internationals, sporting internationals, with photos of each of these men. You have photos here of Japanese Army, for instance. Golfing tips. And correspondence here as well from Headquarters Amateur Athletic Association, Outdoor Men. Lots of tips on how to play lawn tennis, showing you the motions you should use. So a very popular magazine at the time, as I say, bound together. Historic Records has assiduously collected all of these volumes, or as many as we can lay our hands on, and we will digitise them and make them available. They're available for licensing to third parties. At some point in time we may well publish them on the site as well. But for now we have a growing collection. Boy's Own Annual is almost complete. It started in 1878, went right through to the 60s, and we're missing a couple from the 1930s, but apart from that it's complete. Young England as well, similarly, capped in a few gaps, but then that's part of the joy of collecting, isn't it? Trying to fill the gaps. So a great reflection on the time, in this case 1903 up to 1905, and this is the Children's Annuals collection from Historic Records.